It's the NFL on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Miami Dolphins and the Arizona Cardinals. And it's all up next.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to the Valley of the Sun at State Farm Stadium here in Glendale. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. Kickoff just moments away. Charles, quickly, keys to the game.
For me, it's coaching. Who prepared his team the best going into this one to give them the confidence to believe that they would win the game? That's who's going to come out of this one on top.
Now the big leg of Matt Prater ready to get this one started. And we are underway here on EA Sports. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Now we're going to get a stoppage here as we've got an injured Cardinal on the field. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. On play action, here's Tua. And the pressure will bring him down here. The Cardinals get home for the sack. Kaiser White, the former safety, gets the sack.
Okay, partner, a couple points of interest right here, all right? Offensively, we see that they came out throwing the football, but maybe more importantly, the blitz that came defensively, they got right after it.
And you were telling me pregame before we came on air, you think this is something we could see a lot.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it because this is a unit that wants to play the game on their terms.
The start less than ideal as they already face a second and long. Here's Tua. And the pressure gets to him again. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. Boy, how about this to start a ball game? That's twice in a row now, Charles, that they get to it.
And how often do we talk about offenses that operate off of a script to begin games? Feels like this defense had their script together on this one. And their script said put the quarterback down and do it fast.
And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. They set up the screen. Achane has it. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. A gain of 9, not enough, and it's 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. The Cardinals now getting set to go offensively, and it'll be the dual-threat quarterback Kyler Murray leading the way.
And when you have a guy like Kyler Murray under center, it not only opens up your playbook, it allows you to draw up even more plays because he's among the best dual-threat quarterbacks in the league and a true playmaker. If flushed out of the pocket, he might even be more dangerous. The next step for him, being able to throw on rhythm and deliver from the pocket.
Coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. First carry for James Conner. To about the 35, 2nd down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
Here's Murray. That's complete to Michael Wilson. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. It's a gain of 11 and a Cardinal first down.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Out of the gun, here's Murray. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. That time, Bradley Chubb shooting in there for the sack. But you know it's never easy to get Kyler Murray down to the ground, and to do it with a sack on their first drive, what a great tone setter defensively.
Oh, and no one's celebrating more than the defensive coordinator, because that's all he's preached all week long. Keep him hemmed in. Don't let him get into the open field and create big plays with his feet. To get him down in the pocket early, oh, that's got to feel great for them.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. They'll fake it to Connor. Now Murray. Finding his target, it's Trey McBride. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Throwing now is Murray. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Jalen Phillips, the former first-rounder, getting in there for the sack. They'll make that a 2nd sack here on their first drive out defensively, and not to get ahead of ourselves, but they're on pace for double-digit sacks at this point.
Well, they're going to have to find a way to tamp that down, aren't they? So if you're the play caller, you're telling your quarterback maybe some screens, maybe some draws, hard count, use your voice inflection a little bit, anything to try and slow that pressure down.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Dolphins' drive will start deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. So Miami coming out for their 2nd drive. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
Throw left side complete. That's Hill. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and that will bring up 2nd down. We're scoreless after 1. It's Dolphins football here as we begin the 2nd quarter. Now 2nd and 9. As they've got it as we resume action. In motion, Hill. On the ground, this is Devon Achane. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on 1st.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. And the throw there going to be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
2 drives won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get untracked in this one.
Jake Bailey on now to punt here on 4th down. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. On the return, Dortch. 43 yards on the punt, return of 4. And the Cards will take over, 1st and 10. So the Cardinals offense back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. They've been playing the field position game thus far. No score, second quarter as they come up on 1st and 10. The drive will start with Connor. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. On the tackle there, Zach Sealer out of Ferris State.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
From the 46, here's the 2nd down and 9. From the gun, Murray. And this will be swung out here for Connor. It'll go down as a gain of 6. And now it's 3rd and 4. Murray going to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
On 1st and 10 is Connor, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
2nd quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. 2nd and 11 now. To throw, it's Murray. That pass completed to Dortch. So the completion good for 7 there. And it's 3rd and 4 now. Murray now to throw. Screen pass to Connor. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. They give him 7 yards on the play, and they do pick up the conversion on 3rd down.
And this pass rush has really been bringing the heat and has already gotten home a few times here in the first half. So how about the play call there? Sometimes if you can't protect, you've got to fool them. Screen passes like that can take a little steam out of what's been a relentless rush so far. And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
2nd and 10. Now Murray. Throwing quickly to Wilson. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Murray now. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. So 2 3rd down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a 3rd, and now they deal with 4th down.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
Prater's kick is good. And we have action on the scoreboard just before halftime. It's 3-0. Well, both teams kind of feeling each other out here. And now after 3 drives, we have a score with that field goal.
Yeah, they're still waiting for their breakout drive to come to them, all right? They're using the playbook well. They're looking for that extra section that says touchdowns instead of field goals. But they'll take the 3 for now and try and get set up for more later.
Prater now will send it away following the made field goal. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Dolphins taking over now late in this first half. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. Just over 30 seconds to go in the half. They've got it 1st and 10. Looking to pass. Tua. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 30-second mark of this first half. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Tua going to throw. Short throw to Smith. 2 yards on the pickup there, and it's 2nd down.
Yeah, that one was covered pretty well because they were trying to leak the tight end out into the flat. I think they were hoping he could catch and turn upfield and pick up the 1st down.
This is 2nd and 8. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Now they go screen, it's complete. And he'll take this from 147-yard line to the other, a gain of 6. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. They need 2. Here's 3rd down. Off a play action, Tagovailoa. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another 1st down.
Oftentimes we think of those tough yards as grinding yards that a running back has to pick up. How about the tight end there picking up the 1st down in that situation?
That's what he's there for, right?
Big fella, get it to him, let him fight off some people and pick up the necessary yardage.
Eluding the pressure. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. In motion, Hill. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to throw one up for the end zone. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Jalen Waddle as time expires in the first half. And the Dolphins have taken the lead on the final play of the first half. And just before the half ends, the prayer is answered. Defensively, a disaster there.
I know often we're surprised when this actually works. I mean, the excitement level goes way up, but maybe we shouldn't be, because I know as a defender, you've got to play the ball in this situation, but you can't interfere with the receiver because, remember, it's a spot foul, and it'd be 1st and goal if it happens in the end zone, and you don't want to give up that play, and that little bit of hesitancy often works really well for offensive guys.
So we've reached halftime here on New Year's Eve. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report.
We were certainly treated to an entertaining first half. Both these teams with some high points and maybe a couple of low points as well. So it's going to be a question of who can be the most disciplined team going forward.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. It'll be the Cardinals who get the ball first. They trail here as we resume action in the third quarter. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. It's been a tight game to this point. What do they need to do, Charles, to break through in the second half and take the lead?
Well, I think the first thing they need to do is thank their defense for keeping them in this game. And, you know, I think the defense is saying back to them, why don't you guys focus on getting some first downs, putting some drives together, give us a little bit of a break here. If we can get some rest, we'll play even better for you. And, oh, by the way, pay off a few of those drives with some points, too.
Third quarter starts with a run from Connor. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
From the 38 now, here's second down and 7. Here's Murray. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Wilson. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half. Murray a give. This is Connor. And he stopped immediately there. Tyrell Dotson there on the tackle. We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Murray with a nice move. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
That was a good effort there, trying to do it on his own. But as a defender, you're in a tough spot because you have coverage responsibilities behind you. And if you take off too quick to try and get him down, he might loft it over your head.
So better to track with your man defensively than try to go up and make a stop on the quarterback.
Exactly right. What you're hoping is that your guys in the front 7 can get him down.
Here comes the Cardinals punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And did he put that on a dime? He did. Wow. Out of bounds at the 1-yard line. So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Right back to Achane on second down. And that won't buy him much room. Just a 1-yard gain to the 5.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on third down. The give to the fullback on the dive. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3.
Well, there was a trust factor in that call, turning and handing it to the big man in the backfield, trying to pick up the first down. But how about the defense? They were ready for him, and they were able to stop him.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he's on to kick it away. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Cardinals great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. A give running right is counter. And he'll be taken down after a minimal pickup, and that will take us to the end of quarter number 3. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale. It's Cardinal football, but they trail here as we get set to bring you the 4th and final quarter. From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and 9. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. The Charles, they're trying to protect this lead late. Those are the types of mistakes they could afford to go without.
About the last thing you want to give them is help in completing a comeback, which is exactly what that penalty does.
Shotgun now for Murray. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
Now a 2nd and 10. To throw is Murray. And a completion to Wilson. And the Cardinals are going to be set up with a 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and we watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Here's Murray. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. Kyler Murray, a 9-yard touchdown run. And the Cardinals have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter.
Nothing like understanding where your escape hatches are as a quarterback. Here he's looking, but he knows he doesn't want to force anything. So when nothing avails itself, he slips past the rushers, takes it right up the middle, and takes it into the end zone.
Extra point good by Prater. And the lead is now 10-7. Just a 4-play drive that time. And the play that polished it off was the touchdown run by Kyler Murray. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Miami set to take over. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the fourth quarter. Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at their own 26. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And it's incomplete, broken up. But there is a flag down. Let's see what that's about. Looked like some hands both ways. They got it on the offense.
And sometimes there's a fine line between being the receiver and the DB, and he knocked that one away. Might have caused an incompletion that could have been an interception.
A run straight ahead with Achane. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. This run defense has been pretty stout all game long. Now you're here in the fourth quarter. Should rely more on the passing attack?
I don't think you have any choice, and I don't think you have to dress it up at all either. Throughout the first 3 quarters, you're still trying to convince the defense that you may run the football. That's out the window right now. Protect, let your quarterback operate, and try and find some targets in the open field downfield.
So the completion gets him just a yard. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. The Dolphins will send out the punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. Here's a quick throw out to Wilson. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Three points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. On 2nd down, here's a keeper by the QB. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. This is Connor running right. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Second and 12, and you'd have to assume another all-out effort to stop the run is coming. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts. as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's 3rd and 7. Back to throw, Murray. And the Cardinals are going to have a first down. And that's a big one, as they should be able to run it out from here. Well, there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the 4th quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time. And that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
Down to a knee. Here's the Cardinals look to let the clock roll. Down to a knee goes Murray, as that will just about wrap this thing up.
I don't know about you, partner, but watching them take the knee there and finish this one off, I feel like I'm going to be sore tomorrow. This was one bruising affair. Low scoring, but my kind of football.
Not a work of art, but maybe in your world, a little bit of a work of art. You like the defensive side.
I thought it was pretty. I can't help myself. I thought it was pretty.
And it ends in a kneel down as the clock rolls down to zeros.
Well, obviously, Charles, this was by no means an offensive track meet. I mean, the defenses were the story in this ball game. But, hey, they got enough points to get the job done. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
You're absolutely right about that, partner. In such a low-scoring game, it completely changes everything you had planned to do out there. Fortunately for them, they got just enough scoring to bring home the win. And in this type of a game, to play their defense, that became one of their biggest keys.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. It's a win for the Cardinals.